What's going on, everybody? Summer is basically over, and I'm here with the last market update of August. So, it is a changing market to say the least. I've seen some properties that I thought would be done and gone stay on the market, and we are seeing definitely a uptick big time of properties falling out of contract and going back on the market. So, interest rates have moved up again. I think we're at like 7.4% for an average interest rate on a conventional and a 7% on an FHA. So rates have moved up. The Fed has indicated they're going to potentially move rates up again. We may even see as high as 8. So it is causing some uncertainty in the market. And throw in that like this is go back to school week for a lot of kids down in Maryland, and most of the Pennsylvania kids are already back in school, with a few more starting tomorrow. So there is definitely a change afoot. So let's go ahead and dive ourselves right into the numbers for Baltimore County, Harford County, and York County, which are all the areas that the State Line Group covers. So we did see a small uptick in coming soons with 67, but we actually had a decrease in the amount of new active contracts. There was only 164, but we did see a 95% increase in Baltimore County of properties falling out of contracts. So there were 41 houses that came back in the market. Price increase and decrease kind of negligible, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But we did have an increase in closed transactions to 199. So again, we're still outpacing with closes over new actives, but with more properties falling back on the market, they're right about even. So market has started to shift a little bit there in Baltimore County. And there were 157% increase in canceled contracts. So 18 contracts just got flat out canceled. So those houses came off the market completely. They may come back on with new agents, but they were not sold. More likely than not, those houses were probably overpriced. So we'll see what happens with those. Harford County still is a slower market. There was a decrease in coming soons. There's only 26. There was a little bit of an uptick in actives coming on the market. We had 44 and a 60% increase in back on the market properties. So although it was only 16, so it wasn't like there was a ton of them. Withdrawn, though, 128% increase in properties that were withdrawn. Now, that does mean the property could have been on the market and it might have some work being done to it, so they pulled it off the market for a bit. And there are some agents that will withdraw a property when they've accepted a contract. We saw that actually over this weekend in Baltimore County, where property was listed. They had a contract that was being wet signed, so they pulled it off the market, and a lot of people had wanted to see it still, which is probably a bad marketing move because, yeah, I get what they did it, but you're now taking some of the buyers off the table. You could have had multiple offers, but I digress. In York County, coming soons dipped by almost 30%. There's only 32 coming soons, and there was also a dip in newly active properties. Now, again, York went back to school a little earlier, so not quite surprising there, at 113 properties coming new on the market. There was a 770% increase in properties that had price decreases. Now, York is a little bit skewed because of all the new construction, and they like to finagle their numbers. So new construction builds did have some price drops kind of across the board, so that probably accounts for a lot of that increase, but it is out there, so you are seeing some price decreases happening. But there were 140 homes that went under contract. So that was an increase in properties going under contract, and it's still far outpacing the new actives. There was 121 that closed, again, also outpacing the new actives. So York County continues to be more of a seller's market, but there is some price decreases, so some places are coming back to reality. I did go see one property this weekend I thought was overpriced by about 100 grand. A couple months ago, that property might have still gone, but it's on the market now. I don't think it's going to go for the number they're asking for. That happens sometimes when you get too aggressive with that pricing. So overall, the market seems to be doing a little bit of correction, so all of the impact that the Fed has been just crushing people with interest rates seems to be slowing things down a bit. Part of it is going to be seasonal, so it's going to be real interesting as we see what happens over the next month to 6 weeks with the market in general. We'll keep an eye on things and see how they go, and as always, we'll keep you updated. So as of today, it is October. Good Lord, we're not there yet. August 28th, we still are in summer for a little bit longer, and we'll see you next week in September at the start of football season. Look forward to hearing from you.